Okay. A little dark in here. That's okay. The screens will illuminate. Bracket B. I am having technical difficulties. Last race of the CVR. Zone G, Bracket B. And that was the light provided by my lighting crew. And we are on Watopia. Punching up a little climb right now. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what I'm wearing. Don't need sunglasses. 8 o'clock at night. So right now we're following Balik. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can jump ahead to where the leaders are. Got a couple A's. Let's see. Schlang. Let's see if we can find the front of the group of the B's. So that's what we're here for right now, or the B's. I have no idea. Lapine right there, 4.9 watts to the kilogram. Frechette is back, 5.1 watts to the kilogram. Reagan, Collins, Guzman, Riddle, and Markman. Corliss. There goes Reagan. Markman and Corliss and Zakharov. They are trying to get away right now. Wow, that's the way to do it right there.
Corliss.
Whoa, you're gonna get an echo.
Markman and Corliss.
Okay, so there's that. Just want to make sure there is no echo again like last week. Men, that's about a 5-second gap. Let's get up there on men and take a look back. Oh, Road to Ruins. Oh, man, I'm super jealous right now. There's Mark Mann. He's going through the gate at the Road of Ruins. And you see a pack of about 5-6 guys behind him. It looks like it's really shredded right now. Wow, really shredded. The group has been torn to pieces already. 4 miles in. Zakharov and Corliss off the front. 5 seconds back, Markman. 10 seconds back is Reagan and a group about 5 or 6 trying to reel them back in. Road to Ruins will be a little uphill and then kind of dive back down for a long ways and then head back up. So it's like a bowl. So you can kind of see where some people will attack at certain points and other people who are a little stronger in different ways will attack at different different areas. So, of course, I'm just looking over here just to make sure everything's good. So right now, still Zakharov, Corliss, men 5 seconds back, and that other group is about 8 to 9 seconds behind Mark Min, or 8 to 9 seconds behind Zakharov, and they're kicking about 4 or 5 watts to a kilogram. Reagan, of course, is just trucking the group along at a mid-4s, 5 watts to a kilogram right now. Charles, Collins, Lapine, Riddle, Frechette, and Chan. There's Chan. Make sure I click on Chan in a chasing group right there. So these guys are right in the mix. Where are we at here? So you have multiple groups. This is Guzman, Chan. Swanton, is he in this one? Yep, Swanton's here. Moore, Schlang. These guys are about. Let's take a look here. They're losing time right now. They're about a minute back. It is dark in Road to Ruins today. Here's Frechette right now. Let's get an overview. So, thank God those Tron bikes glow. Looking over top, we can kind of see what's going on. The riders are kind of dark right now. really in the YouTube feed, you can hardly see it. Hopefully it'll lighten up a little bit. And going through the chicane and down through the dirt roads of Road to Ruins right now is like a downgrade. It's long ways, just like at a 2% downhill, excessive speed right now. And they're slowly reeling in the front two riders. Going about 4.5 watts to a kilogram. Markman's right there in the mix right now. Reagan is there. There's Neil and Zakharov and Corliss are just getting caught back. So if they were trying to take a little bit out of everybody's sail, it may have worked. Just want to bring up Zwift Power real quick. That way we can keep an eye on what's going on as far as positioning. Again, this is the last race, I believe. Pretty sure. Saw it on the internet, so it has to be true. And make sure I sign in. Go live. It has not updated yet, so we'll keep an eye on that as it goes. So everybody's back together again. Reagan, Collins, Min, Charles, Riddle, Lapine, Corliss, Frechette, all sitting in the same area. So we have about 9 guys together right now off the front. And then they are followed with about a minute back right now with Flynn, Chan, Guzman, Jay, all these guys in a subgroup behind them. So we'll go to the this back group. So we have a group of about looks like 5 guys back here, and then another subgroup 12 seconds back of about 6-8 guys. So you have all these mini groups together, and you can see it up at the top of the feed here, 1% gradient. So you just see the 3 groups at the top on the map, 1, 2, and 3, all trying to hopefully, it'd be cool if it'd be cool either way to see the front group stay away, or the group 2 and group 3 actually merge together and be capable of chasing down that front group. If they can work together, that would make an exciting, either way, it would make it an exciting night for the last race and how the points are going to rack out. Again, this is CVR World Cup, Zone G, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Bracket B. We are focusing on Bracket B. These are the guys I was racing before an injury, and we just saw a sloth fly by. So the sloth, we just made it past him. On Road to Ruins right now, 35 miles per hour, negative 4% gradient. We'll come up to some twists and turns soon, and then come across the bridge. So right now we are in the, I believe we are, let's see what group we're in. Let's go to Eugene Chan's group. He's pushing out almost 7 watts to a kilogram. He's back. Must have needed to spin his legs for a second. Let's watch Eugene for a little bit. Hanging in there. They're a minute 30 off the front group. 7 miles in. Again, I think that these 2 groups need to merge. They're about 12 seconds apart. That makes it tough because you don't want to let up any. You really want that other group to kind of catch on. I can see them just out of the distance of the feed. Here's a good shot of it right here. So in the middle of the shot, you'll see the group we're following, and just behind them you see the flicker of the Tron bikes as they are coming around the corner. So we'll go back to that shot again. So here's that group. And they're just, you can't see the other group behind, but they're right there. You can see them on the map. And the first group is checking out. They are putting down the watts. Everybody's kind of laying in there, it looks like, in these groups, and just putting themselves where they want to be point-wise. Everybody has their reasons, and no one wants to bridge. I mean, who wants to be the welder in this situation right now? It's a, some people will do it, and you don't want to sacrifice your race with something like this going on. That second group is coming. They are 4.6 watts per kilogram, 3.7, 3. I mean, they're 6 seconds back, so they're really putting down the pace. Hopefully, watching Twitch or YouTube right now and seeing that they are getting close. Well, that was strange. Anyway, I was really trying to see how my audio feed was going. Oh, you guys are looking at rocks. Let's look back over the top. This is Eugene Chanstill, Guzman. Oh, I'm going to pay for that. So there's that. So now we're underneath the cave here, and let's jump ahead back to the first group with Frechette. Let's follow him for a minute. 4.5 watts a kilogram, over 390 watts, 2% gradient. So right now it's still not a huge gradient, so you have to put out some big power like that. If you are light, this is where it could hurt you a little bit. 2-3% big power kind of trumps still. When you get past that 4 or 5% gradient, that's when the light riders can use that watts per kilogram in their favor. So, and you can see it slowly creeping up, the 3-4%, coming back down, still kind of flat. And now the course will actually have some turns into it, double back a little bit, and then we'll be at the bridge here shortly. So just sitting here watching Frechette and Reagan sitting there at 3.9, 4 watts to a kilogram. So Frechette, here's 4.3 watts to a kilogram, 4.1, 323 watts. And you go up here to Reagan, who is putting at 4.9, 4.5, Markman 3.3. Everybody's shifting around a little bit every time I click on somebody. There we go. Reagan on the front, 350 watts, or near the front, and 3.9, 4.5 watts per kilogram, 400 watts, 431, 441, standing up, ripping it up, 3%. Zakharov, Charles, and Corliss, Markman, all in there in the mix. Still a ways to go before we actually call it. So anything can happen. This group can split up. Another group can get together and catch them. So we can actually go back. Collins is still there. 1:17 back right now. Flynn, so I thought he was in the group behind. This group has gotten together. Okay. Yes. These are the two groups. They have merged now. So let's look over top. And you have 1, 2, 3. Whoa, we have more than that. So we have... Everybody needs to get together right now. You can see everybody getting strung apart a little bit, and we'll zoom out, and they're still not gelling as together, but they're close. They're within a second of each other. The second group has caught up to the front group, or the third group has caught the second group, and now they can form a blob hopefully that can put on some speed and run down this front group, because now they have the numbers in their favor. And right there you see them blobbing together, and someone pushing through at 5 watts to a kilogram, top Korg. He is pushing on through, knows that they can go ahead and try to run these guys down right now. Eugene Chan is in the mix still. Guzman's in there. Swanton is in there. All of them really good riders. They can get there. They just have to work together. Now you have to think we have to be a little bit of a team to get up there and give ourselves a chance to make a play at a win or a top 10 or whatever your goal is. So looking at this view here, so let's go back down, take a look at these guys again coming through. 20 miles per hour, 19 miles per hour, 5% gradient, so they are digging right now. 4.3 watts to a kilogram. Now minute and 40 back right now, but that's because the front group is stretched out. They are flying at 0% gradient, so the group behind is still going uphill, and these guys are now taking off. Charles on the front, putting out 230, 240 watts, 3 watts to a kilogram. So they're just cruising along. Let's give some of these guys some kudos while I'm thinking about it. Give Corliss some. Frechette, or Mark Min, let's give him one. And Zakharov. Go ahead and just go through here and give Neil one. In this group, we'll go back and give everybody else kudos in the back there. I got Lapine. Just want to give everybody kudos, but you know how it goes. There. So we're watching Lapine right now, looking back on him. These guys are going about 4 watts to a kilogram, so they're just cruising along in the pain cave, but they are really putting down some time. The group back right now is at 2:10, 2 minutes 10 seconds back, and are trying to play catch up as we speak. And we can't really rely on that time data, mostly because they were still going uphill for a little bit. So now these guys are dealing with 2% gradient, and we're going to watch them go over the bridge and see what happens there, because where it dips down, you can get some speed and come up the other side. Is a good place to attack. Excuse me. So you can be sure someone is going to want to attack at that point. Watch this right here. Hopefully everything that I stream will actually be saved on Twitch this week. Believe me, this is a learning curve for me. I started a little late today because I was having some technical difficulties. I think I was wrong. I think I was actually streaming fine. I just couldn't see anything. Everything is working now, so let's go to Zwift Power and see if they've updated anything. So yeah. No real-time data on Zwift Power. Shows you guys at the 12.8 kilometer marker, but it's not giving me any time differentials right now, so it's not really helping as far as that's concerned. That's what I was using it for, to see how far down everybody was, but Right now, this is the front group coming up and out. Feel like I've missed the wasn't paying attention and I missed the actual bridge. It must have been further back than I thought. Can't remember. It's been a while. So let's zoom back, take a look at our group in the back. So here's the back of our group. Here's Frechette right now that we're watching. And the group behind right now is churning out 5 watts to a kilogram, minute 54 behind right now. And, depending on the part of the course, so they are trying with all their might to get up and out and catch on to this group in the front using numbers. That's not a great view. I feel like we split them up. They have split up. They're still together. It's not as many Tron bikes in this group, so it seems like there's not as many riders there, but they were there. See if we can get a good count. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 riders right there together. And they are pushing over 4 watts to a kilogram up and out. And let's go back to the front. 232 ahead. 234 ahead. These guys are flying 35 miles per hour across the bridge, back, up, and out. There's going to be a really fast downhill section, so it'll be cool to see what these guys are going to do through that section, up and over the bridge here, out of Road to Ruins. Just want to see where we're at with this. Oh, it'll tell me right up here. Road to Ruins. 1 lap, 29 kilometers. Wow, so this is pretty, gonna be a pretty quick race. So, over the boards, into the windmills. Reagan near the front, Corliss. Markman is there. Charles, Zakharov, Collins, Schlang. And 3 minutes back is our second group. With Schlang and Eugene Chan. So, right now these guys are in control. 3.5 watts to a kilogram, 4 watts to a kilogram kind of area here. Frechette and Reagan on the front. Reagan likes to control the pack. He likes the front. He likes to put that power down. And it may be a tempo thing. He's 159 beats right now, pushing close to 400 watts. He's backing off a little bit. His FTP must be insane. And then you have not craftier, I don't want to say that, but crafty people like Markman, who is in there, 169 beats to a minute, about 300 watts. Has a heck of a sprint with his size and watts per kilogram. So you have to watch him at the end. If there's a sprint, everybody's going to have their way of doing this. Seems like everybody's just keeping it low just for the sake of making it to the end. We're 31 minutes in. And looks like we're climbing out just a little bit, 1%, 2%. There's nothing big there, just a gradient going up. watching this group here. For anybody on Twitch watching, which is one viewer, if you're watching this is Zwift. So it's virtual bicycle racing. All these people are actually on bicycles, and they are putting out the real power, the real wattage, the real heart rates, spinning and sweating and going as pretty much as hard as they can go to win this. There's actual things on the line in this series, prizes and prize money, especially for the A category, but we're following the B category for this part of the series. Right now, Charles is on the front. Markman, Corliss, Riddle, Lepine, and Reagan right there. So click on Reagan. So get back here a little ways to Lepine and see if we can jump back to our B group. Which I have lost right now. This is the C group. So I was trying to get back to the other half of my B group. And here's Guzman. Here we go. So here are these guys here. Pushing out 3-4 watts to a kilogram right now. They're about 2 minutes behind, so they have taken a chunk out through that section, but they have not made a sizable dent that they need in this short of a race. So right now, it is they're racing for about 10th place right now, depending on how many guys we have on the front. So it might be, I want to say 7th. About 9, yeah, looks like they're racing for about 10th place. And that second group. So we can actually watch the end of this race and then watch the other half of the B groups come in. So Reagan off the front again. He is punching 6 watts to a kilogram right now through the S's. Coming around a bend in this dirt section here. 465, 480 watts. Going hard. He wants it. He's going to take the pace up as high as he can and try to make these guys work for it down the hill, using that weight to bring the speed really high underneath this little bridge here towards the volcano. Everybody else kind of just hanging there, not really pushing too hard. He has that backed off a little bit, just give him a little punch in the ribs to make it interesting. 15.8 miles in, 15.9, 16 miles into this race, and we are watching. Let's watch this Zwift Power live. Let's see where we're at. Reagan again on the front. Got a little bit of space that time. He is trying to time trial his way. Look, he's standing up, trying to push his way out and past these guys, trying to break it up. See from this view, it's actually stretching out right there. I'm going to use my little pointer to help. Mark Min on the front. Just giving a little push right now. All the other guys responding in the 4 watts to a kilogram zone, picking up the speed right now. Pulling through. There's Lepine. Riddle, Mark Min, all there. Everybody looks great tonight, putting out some huge watts. Still watching Neil Reagan right now at about 300 watts to a kilogram. Let's get over to, well, that's not where I was trying to click there. I need, that did not help me any. There's Frechette right there. Frechette, Corliss, Mark Min. Right in the mix, so they're all back together again. Looks like they're kind of 175 beats per minute. I'm actually trying to see when the other guys are going to be done. 16.7 miles in, coming around the bend. And heading up this hill, 6%. Again, this is where, oh, look at that, 10 watts to a kilogram, 8.4 watts to a kilogram. Guys are really pushing hard now. This is where the lighter guys are going to triumph a little bit. It levels out, and then it punches back up again, if I'm in the right spot. Yep, so 0%, come around this curve here, and it jumps back up again. Another attack will probably happen. These guys, Zakharov, 8.4 watts to a kilogram, really digging hard, trying to get some separation. I believe he was off the front earlier. Reagan, he's trying to punch and stay with him right now as they come through the volcano section backwards. And Collins is there. Corliss. Frechette is about a second back. He might be catching back on with Riddle. Everybody's calming back down. 17.2 miles in. Coming out of the volcano. And we are actually check that. Guys are exiting on the bridge. Just checking what we have as far as the distance. Shouldn't be too much further. Going through the glass tube over the bridge. It leads to the volcano. We're actually going away from the volcano right now. We're following Mark Min. All these guys are still together for the majority of the time. Mark Min, Neil Reagan, Frechette, Riddle, Zakharov, Charles, Collins, Lapine, all these guys in the mix, coming down to the wire. Just a little ways to go. Everybody's waiting to make their move. This is where everybody has to figure out the timing perfectly. Some people are going to have to go long, some people are going to have to go short. And Reagan is 5.3 watts to a kilogram. He is punching right now. Frechette, 10 watts to a kilogram. He knows he can go with him. It's a long sprint, folks. This is a long ways out. They are pushing. So right now we're watching Mark Min, Charles, Corliss, Lapine, all of them over 10 watts to a kilogram right now. Shoving. Mark Min is up and out. He's got one on him. Corliss is behind him. Oh, Mark Min got it, I believe. That is close right there. That was real close. Followed by, I don't even see who was in third place. We'll check on, I'm going to get it backwards here so I can get a racer. Hopefully. There we go. Here's our second group right now coming into the tunnel. I'm going to bring up Zwift Power so I can kind of keep you guys up to abreast of what the times are. So it looks like Mark Min, Corliss, Neil Reagan, David Charles, Carl Frechette, and Ben Lapine in that order right there. and Markman and Corliss were so close. But that's how Zwift Power Live has it right now, so take that with a grain of salt. Right now we're back with the second group. This is Guzman, Top Cord, Ray, Swanton. We got a pretty big group here. Looking over top, so these guys are going to be sprinting for it. Eugene Chan should be in here. I just saw his name, so he is in here, and I just clicked the button I shouldn't have. Get up there. Get up there, get up there, get up there. Get back. We'll try to catch some C's here in a little bit. Here we go. Here's Guzman. These guys are coming into the finish area right now. Here they are, 10 watts to a kilogram right now. Guzman off the front, 9 watts a kilogram. Chan right there. Come on, Chan. You got this. Swanton, Schlang. Oh, these guys are flying to the finish right now. Oh, and he holds them off. Out of the B's right now. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. So for 10th place is what they were actually racing for there, and points are points, folks. It doesn't matter. It should reset any second now. Give it about 20 seconds, it'll reset. Let's go back and see what the C's are up to. As far as see if we can find Sean Smith in there, who I raced a lot with in the beginning of this mess, and see how he is doing. Just to check another finish. We'll get there eventually. Here we go. So we have some B's back there. There's Sean Smith right there. So he should be in the group with the C's right now. Sean Smith. This should be the front. There's a big mix here right now. So we're watching Sean right now. 5 watts to a kilogram. He's coming down to the finish right now. We'll get a final placings for Eugene Chan and all these guys here in a few minutes. Actually, I think it has updated. Yeah, Guzman got 10th. Schlang, Eugene Chan, Swanton, Moore, Flynn. Here is, we're watching Sean Smith right now. He's sprinting for the finish on his. He's got one guy, Windsor, in front of him, and they are going for it as we speak. A couple guys are squeaked through there. I don't know how that panned out. Wow. That was a finish right there. Looks like we'll wait for Zwift Power to reset and see what we got. For the C's, it looks like Adrian Amos, Joel Hawks, Wyatt Kuntz, Sean Smith, and Steve Sue are your top 5 for the C riders in that bracket. So great job, guys. So anyway, we're pretty much going to wrap it up tonight. Congratulations back to the B bracket guys for your top 3. Mark Min, huge sprint there with Ryan Corliss almost trying to nab it from him. Neil Reagan hanging in there till the end, putting out the biggest power of the night, of course, no doubt. And David Charles, 4th place, and Carl Frechette. So as the points iron out on Zwift Power and on CVR League Racing, check into those 2 sites to see where the finishers came in. And for anybody who's looking at the ace right now, it's looking like Greg Lasher, Big E, Jero Neckins, Chris Beck, and Alex Dion. They had a DQ for first place. I think that happened pretty early on. So that looks like your top 5 for the A's. Scotty Weiss, he might be just hanging around tonight because his is way back there, like he was just chilling out a little bit. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe he had a dropout or something. And I'm trying to look through and see if I can find the women, but it's kind of tough to see. I guess we still have some D's out there, the D riders. They shouldn't be too far behind. Guess we can jump to them real fast. I might not make it to them. So we are way out now. I was too busy running my mouth to catch the D riders coming through. I'm keeping an eye on Zwift Power to see, at least I can give you an update on the D's right now. Looks like they had a few riders off the front for a little bit, but that was a long time ago. Here's a C finisher there. Here we go. Some C's running through. It's like as soon as I click on someone who is not a racer, I pay the price for that. So a lot of racers are coming in right now. I'll try to get to the top 3 for the D's before I sign off. Zwift Power should be resetting any second. 20 some seconds. And we'll see if we can get you those times. Or I can run across somebody. It's like a whole gang of cyclists at the start here. So, and there's a runner. So maybe he'll make it across. I think he's past it. So, anyway, I think I'm going to leave it at that. It's not resetting anymore. The D riders are not coming in. Oh. Here we go. Here's my D. Here's my front D rider. Pedro Arias. Right now, he is off the front by himself by over a minute. Oh, wait a minute. No, that has to be somebody off the way back. So, looks like this should be our D. No, there's a Tom Wilson that's already checked in. Here we go. Pedro Arias, so Tom Wilson, D, and then Pedro Arias, we just watched him come across. And again, there's nothing like watching me click backwards all the time. I'm trying to find these guys crossing. Nope. There's 2. Look at Collins. There's a good race right here for the finish. Some more D's coming down. Right now, I'll get you the top 3 for the D's, and I will be done. looks like Tom Wilson had come in. Pedro Arias, sorry, I'm tongue-tied right now. And maybe Todd Reed. He's who I'm on right now. This is the group I'm following. So we have a whole slew of guys together right now. Let's get above them. And there they go. They're punching 7 watts to a kilogram. Watching Bill Hill right now. So we'll see how that ran out. Good little sprint, Bill. So anyway, Zone G, Bracket B, last race of the regular season, and then they're going to be doing the finals. And I wish everybody well with their finishing placements. So everybody have a great night. This is Frankie Timmons signing off.